Happened. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Overlay's not happy. Let's figure out what happened. Let's try some other overlays. Okay, that overlay's working. You know, this happened the last time I switched profiles. Okay, that one's good. Ah, okay. Better. Hello, Boone. Welcome in, buddy. Welcome in. I was busy just doing some tests, making sure that our stream was going to be, you know, decent quality. I tried Dark Souls a few weeks back, and it was very choppy, so I was a little worried. But yeah, super excited to be streaming Elden Ring today. No, this isn't my typical comfy, cozy style game, but to be honest, this is like soul food for me. And the main thing is as long as you can manage your stress and your anxiety, you can be comfy, cozy playing anything. So I love these games. That vibe is surely going to see itself through the stream today. So we're just gonna take it easy, have some fun, and really enjoy this game for what it is. It is getting absolutely phenomenal reviews for people that aren't watching gaming news. It's getting 10 out of 10s in so many places. Even some of the most critical critics are giving it, like, you know, high 9s, 9.5, 9.7 out of 10. I mean, it is looking so fantastic. I am so excited. And as an added bonus, I'm so big on magic in games. Like, I'm all in when it comes to being a mage, and this game, like, magic is so prominent. Like, even your typical warrior class that doesn't really use magic, they added weapon arts, so like you feel like you're doing these amazing abilities no matter what class you play. I'm so pumped that you guys are here today to watch me play some Elden Ring. So without further ado, why don't we jump into the stream and start playing? All right. Let's just make sure my audio's where it needs to be. Looks good. Pump that up. That'll help. Bring my stream labels back on. Bring my webcam back on. Okay. Looking good. All right. Let's boot it up, guys. Let me know if anything's not sounding quite right, but I think we should be okay. I tweaked my visuals. We're streaming at 1080p today. It should be 60 frames per second. I lowered it a little bit because I wanted to make sure performance-wise we weren't hitting a bunch of stutters. Thank you, Boone. I appreciate it. Audio's good. So let's boot her up and see what this game has to offer us today. Gotta go through all the legal jargon. Starting in offline mode. Shouldn't be offline. It's day one. It's probably having some different server issues. Okay, we're gonna do a new game. So how are you doing today, buddy? I am doing pretty decent today, Boone. I was feeling pretty depressed again last night before I went to bed, though. Like, that tends to be whenever it hits me the hardest. But I got through it and I woke up and I felt better. Now here we are at character class, picking our character class. So this game seems to be one of the first times where actually your starting character is fairly important. So Souls games gives you like these starting classes, but you never truly feel locked into them. You can just change your stat allocation as you play and play however you want. Now this time though, like your starting items with your class seems to really make a big difference on your play style. Not to say you couldn't shift as you go, but this game is a little more all in, it feels like. I don't know the ins and outs of all of these different classes, but there is some key differences. What we're going to do today is I'm going to pick the astrologer. The astrologer is like your all-in sorcerer mage. In future playthroughs, I really want to give the samurai a try. I may try either the confessor or the prophet. So the prophet is a faith-based magic system. They're like your mage for faith-based spells. Now the confessor's kind of cool. It's an assassin mixed with some of the faith-based magic. That's pretty neat. The prisoner's interesting too. A little bit more melee focused, but also with abilities in the different magic classes. You have to be a little careful though, because his stats are fairly jack of all trades, and jack of all trades doesn't usually work well in Dark Souls games. Now I believe the vagabond is like your sorcerer knight in this one. The hero is a melee class, but with some magic, but not much, if I remember reading that correctly. So anywho, we are going to jump in on astrologer. I'm going to go with the female archetype. I'm a magic nerd, so I would pick mage almost every single time. Absolutely. We'll see, you know, how much I ultimately play this game in both my own free time and stream, but ideally I'd love to replay the game. I mean, the replayability is huge in this game. On the offside though, like with my health, like I just know I can't play as much as I used to. So, you know, not trying to be negative, but realistically they're saying this game is roughly 85 hours to beat, and I'm sure that's not like doing it all. So, you know, that's a pretty hefty number for me nowadays. All right, so we get a starting item, and it actually looks like these starting items are fairly important this time around. I probably am going to pick the golden seed because you can reinforce your sacred flask, which is your healing flask. So let's take that. Now, character creation is really awesome in this one. Way more customization than in past Soul games. Let's just kind of see what we got here. Got the aristocrat. Ooh, I kind of like this night folk tone. Let's go with that. I'm thinking kind of like a goth beauty is more like what I'm going for here. Go with that voice. Now skin tone, we'll just stick with the default on that. Okay, let's take a peek here. We get different bone structures. Yeah, let's do something soft like that. Oh, we can, oh geez. Yeah, let's not do that. Keep it soft. Parent age, so we're like in the middle. Okay, so I see it's like softening the tone, elongating the tone. Okay, go somewhere on the younger end. Definitely go towards the female side. A little too feminine though. Oh boy, yeah. That's cool. All right, you really can adjust this quite a bit. 85 hours. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's for a Souls game. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of time. Like there's a lot of male hair types. Technically, this could be monogendered. That one's not bad. A little bit of a Princess Leia vibe here. Actually, I'm getting kind of a Katara from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Let's go with that. Luster. Oh, I see. Shine to the hair. That's pretty cool. Let's put it down just a little bit, but I like the look of the luster. Root darkness. So the darkness of the roots on your hair. I really don't care too much about that because we're going with darker hair anyways. White hair. Oh, like aging your character. That's pretty cool. Well, we're going with a young character archetype, so let's not do that. Eyebrows. Yeah, there is a lot more options. I'm absolutely loving that. The game that I'm playing is long as Red Dead Redemption 2. It is a very long game. Due to time, like I ultimately never really got to invest into it. I always wanted to, but yeah, just there was a lot of other things that came out at the same time, and I don't like that. A lot of other things that came out at the same time, and I knew how long of a game it was, and I just ultimately decided to go a different direction. Okay, so wow, you can really customize colors in this. It's pretty cool. I like that. I usually kind of like green as my theme, so let's get some color tones in there. It's good usually for these types of things to have different tones of the same color to use in different areas of the body. So okay, let's see, we're going with the eyebrows, so I'll probably do a little brighter on the eyebrows. You know, I just noticed we didn't get to change the hair color. There. Okay, that's not quite dark enough for my taste. Let's go a little darker. Okay. Oh. So far, so good. Luster, white hairs, okay. Facial hair. We're not doing facial hair. Eyelashes. Let's change the eyelash color first. Something light. It goes up. A little too feminine for my taste. That, you can see them. It's a nice mix. Eyes. Oh, wow, you really can adjust a lot on the eyes too. See what that soft green looks like. There we go. I'm liking that. Outing color. It's really subtle. You can see it just barely in there though. Don't think it's going to make a world of difference, so we'll just stick with the preset on that. Oh wow, you can even change the white of your eye color. We'll just stick with the default. Keep that there. Skin features. We can add a little bit of blemish, but I want to keep the pores fairly closed. In luster, the glow of the skin. That's completely matte. That's like a nice glow. Tone it down just a pinch. Dark circles. It's got to be below the eyes, I'm thinking. Well, since we have this night, what would they call this, right? Night something? Darker goth vibe. I'm gonna go dark on this. Not that dark. Not that dark. That may be. Cosmetics. Eyeliner. Oh, I see. Okay. Usually you want to go dark on that. I like the black, actually. Let's go with that. Eyeshadow. Let's adjust that. Let's see if we can make that even lighter. Okay. Don't do any eyeshadow on the lower. We'll just keep that more skin tone. Yeah, a lot of customization, Boone. I'm loving it. Like, that's been like one of the most I don't really want to go too dark on that. One of the most frustrating things for a lot of fans. They wanted more customization, which I completely can understand. I'm really happy to see that they decided to give us more options on this one. All right, let's see. Let's see. What would be? Where's that dark red? Something like that, but let's tone it down a little bit. Not gonna do any tattoos. Body type. It's okay. Get a little bigger on the chest, a little bigger on the body. Smaller on the arms. Bigger on the legs. Had body hair. That's funny. Standard, standard. Okay. All right. So we have our astrologer. Usually there's a cinematic at the beginning. Let's see what we get.
The fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, and Sir Gideon Othmere, the all-knowing. And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
Okay, wow. They just threw a lot of lore and story at us. That is pretty typical of Dark Souls. That is usually one of the biggest story snippets you get, is at the very beginning of the game, them setting the tone of like what is going on in this world. So honestly, that was a lot to digest. I probably could watch that in like slow cinematic and spend hours breaking that down. The cool thing about these Dark Souls games is that the replayability is so huge. I guarantee you that in a month from now, there's going to be so much content from fans like breaking down like what the actual story is in this game. So there was a lot of concepts thrown at us. So basically the first lord, I think they called him Galdwin, the shattering happened. He possessed the Elden Ring. The shattering happened. The ring was broke into shards. He fell. And demigods have more or less, they've tried to gather the shattered remnants of the ring because it empowers them. And basically there was a non-ending war where there's no clear winner. Nobody is able to claim the title of the Elden Lord. There were so many different NPCs, names that they threw at us during that. I'm assuming most of those are going to be bosses we will be encountering at some point. Some may be NPCs that we just talked to, but usually that's a lot of bosses. I'm really excited. I mean, like, they threw a lot of really cool stuff at us. So, all right, so here we are. We're in the game. Let me just get a feel for some of this stuff. All right, B is still roll. Oh, we got to jump now. Jump on A, okay. Left trigger still parry. LB is still block. Oh, my spells are on the up. Always bosses, Boons. That's what Dark Souls is all about, man. Glintstone Arc and Glintstone Pebble. Okay, so I got my Astrologer Wand here. And I've got what looks to be, I don't know if that's a short sword or a long sword. I have a shield. Let me see, can we go into our equipment now? Yes. Okay, it is a short sword. What's the damage reduction? So this wooden shield is appearing to be 45% physical reduction, which is very bad. That's a bad shield, but it makes sense with the type of character we picked. Not very great physical reduction on our armor. Again, pretty typical of the mage. So we're starting at level 6. We have 15 mind on our character. Mind has to do with spells, and so does intelligence. Our mind and intelligence is very high on this character. Equipment load is 46.6. Okay, and right now we have memory slots of 2, meaning we can hold 2 spells at this time. Pretty typical of these kind of games. Actually, let me take a peek here. Okay, these are all probably consumable slots. Not sure what the talisman. Okay, that's new. Status. All right. Well, I'm excited. Let's see. Tarnished wizened finger. Though the path be broken and uncertain, claim your place as Elden Lord. Let's take a peek at what that item was we just got. Okay, item for online play. Used to write messages. Your messages will be conveyed to other worlds, allowing other players to read them. A finger of corpse wax, so emaciated, the bone is visible. It is a relic of those who came before, left to help those who would come after. Okay, so like in most Dark Souls games, this is the item for us to write messages to other players. So Elden Ring, Dark Souls in general, I should say, has a pretty interesting concept. You have like PvP and like online interactions, but not like most games you would think of that are online. You write messages to players. You can summon each other. You can do PvP. You can help each other. Wow, okay, that's Yggdrasil. Nice, nice. I'm liking this. All right. That's a big tree. How are you feeling today, Boone? I forgot to ask you. Ooh, we got a sneak button. I like that. There's not usually stuff in the starting area, but maybe. Never know. Doesn't hurt to look around. I'm feeling pretty cozy and good. That's awesome. Gonna keep the happy vibes going. Oh, geez. Drafted Scion. Man, they just throw a boss at us right away, huh? Wow. Okay. I'm assuming we're meant to lose that. I didn't even get a spell off to see how much damage I would do against him. I'm tucked in a blanket, so I'm feeling pretty cozy at the moment. Oh man, I could use a blanket. It's chilly. Okay, there was a cinematic, so it looks like we were meant to die. Whew, pardon me, folks. Tired. I didn't sleep so great last night.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on her side. We found her here after all. One of her kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
Who's the mysterious woman? We're gonna find out. In past Dark Souls games, usually a female NPC is like the fire keeper. She kind of is the keeper of the bonfire or whatever that recovers our health. We'll see. I don't know. Flask of the Crimson Tears and Cerulean Tears. Okay. How do we use it? Okay, so we actually have to switch our items. So I'm assuming Crimson Tears is help. I'm assuming Cerulean Tears is our magic. Cave of Knowledge lies below. Dark and spooky in here. I see an item up there. We'll probably come back through here later on. Brave Tarnished, take the plunge of learning and remembrance. Recall the arts of war and your warrior's blood. Interesting. One thing I can't wait to do again is ride my dino. Absolutely, buddy. So this weekend's looking really busy. Got a lot of stuff going on with family this weekend, but I'll see if we can make some time to play again. If not, I'm sure we will again very soon. But they want us to jump. I just want to see this door real quick. Well, they still have item collision. I love that. Lost Grace. Okay, so these are our bonfires in this game. Okay. Add charge to flasks. Okay, so we can use that starting item we took. Increase the number of flak uses, yes. It's amount replenished by flasks. We need a sacred tier to do that. Allocate flash charges. Okay, so this is important. Depending on what kind of character you use, you need to balance whether you need more MP recovery or health recovery. I'm gonna go with 2 for magic right now. See how that goes. We might end up needing to do 3. This is where you select what spells you have equipped. We only have 2 at the moment. You can store items away. All right, it's all feeling pretty regular for Us veterans who play this. Now, Stone Sword Key. I don't have it. It looks like that probably unlocks this area. Okay, use Tarnished furled fingers to write a golden summon sign. Cooperative multiplayer will begin once you have been summoned by a player from another world. You will take the role of an ally, and your objective is to defeat the area boss. The compass at the top of the screen indicates the direction of the summoner. Nice. So one really cool thing that I am reading about this game, they are making co-op so much more accessible than in past Dark Souls games. So like the items to summon NPC, or not NPCs, to summon real players is actually quite simple to get in this game. So people who might find Dark Souls games too hard, this is probably going to be one of the most accessible Dark Souls games for you, because summoning other players to help you makes this game so much easier. But in past Dark Souls, getting the items to summon players was much more of a challenge. Keep wanting to hit A. Boone, my friend, how is the video quality? I'm spiking a fair amount on my CPU usage, but it seems like it's okay. All right, so this is the open world. This is our first open world Dark Souls game. Video quality is doing pretty well. Okay, that makes me happy. So this game really doesn't give you any direction, is my understanding. You can do whatever it is that pleases you. Let's try out our spells. Well, that's cool. Light Pinion. Okay. Like the big Yggdrasil, but there's like a smaller one over that way. Kind of neat. Oh, there's all kinds of smaller Yggdrasils. Okay. Let's see a big guy on a horse over that way. Guy looks kind of intense for our level. In every corner of the lands between, you will find fruits and flowers, mushrooms and butterflies, and various other useful materials. These materials can be used for item crafting. Pretty cool. We get crafting in this game. I did know that that was a thing, but it's nice to see it. Beast bones, okay. Beast liver. I wonder if these items, though, are going to weigh something for us. Take a look at our inventory and make sure. Not seeing a weight on them, so I think we're okay. Probably just equipment then, like normal. Okay, that's good. I'm a hoarder, so I tend to get way too much stuff. We're gonna avoid that big knight for now. Creep our way over into this church, it looks like. Dilapidated church. Golden rune. Is that dilapidated rune? Golden rune. Used to gain a small amount of runes. Okay, so runes is souls in this game. That's your currency. Through your map, you can instantly travel to any sites of grace that you've discovered. However, there are some dungeons and other areas where this cannot be done. Okay, so teleporting because this is an open world game. That's good. Grace exists to guide the Tarnished and lead them along the proper path. Even now, some sites of grace retain that power. Their golden rays will guide you along your way. Oh, okay, so there is some level of guidance. It's like Santa Claus. Got that gray skin kind of like my character does.
You're a Tarnished. I can see it. And I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods.
Santa Claus in the wrong game. Yeah, well, he's a vendor, so maybe he considers himself the Santa Claus of this world. All right, about Kale.
I am of a nomadic people, selling wares as I travel. The land has been tainted by madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. It's only Tarnished like yourself, who keep things from drying up entirely. Let's say you're a very welcome customer.
Recommendations.
You know, if you can spare the runes, you should buy yourself a crafting kit. A crafting kit allows you to make basic items on your own. Essential, really, if you intend to survive out here for any duration. The kit costs a bundle, and I admit I do take my cut. But the important thing is that you survive. Every customer counts, after all.
Man, we're getting a lot more guidance than we have in past Souls games. It's pretty nice for newcomers. Hey, let's take a look here. Telescope. That'd be useful in a big area like this. Cookbook. Another cookbook. Forged. Armor. Waypoints. Okay. He mentioned a crafting kit. Oh, there it is. The crafting kit. It's only 300. It's only 300. That's not much. Now, I don't think I have really any souls or any, what do you call them in this game? At a smithing table, you can spend runes and smithing stones to strengthen your armaments. Yeah, 300 sounds pretty cheap too. I just need to like actually kill something. Somewhere in the lands between, you may meet a blacksmith who can make your armaments even stronger. Okay, so a big thing in Souls games is upgrading your equipment. Yes, you do level up your character, but leveling up your equipment is as important, if not more important. Wow, that is one really weird looking donkey. Oh my goodness, that poor thing. So I'm sure we're gonna get our butt kicked, but I'm actually curious how intense that Forceback Knight is over there. Since we have a spawn point right here, I figure might be a good opportunity to just test out how strong we actually are and how intense this guy is going to be. Okay, so there is a maximum range on that spell. A lot closer than I'd like. Oh boy, I basically just hit him with a pebble. You can memorize sorceries and incantations at sites of grace. You must have a staff equipped to cast your sorceries or a sacred seal equipped. Casting sorceries and incantation consumes FP. Man, he's blocking our spells. Wow, one hit. Okay. Spells usually don't reach that far of a range. It depends on the spell. Dark Souls generally doesn't have really great range, but some of the better spells towards the end of the game certainly do. Upon dying, you'll be revived at the last site of grace. You'll drop any runes in your possession at the site of your death. If you die again before reclaiming those runes, you will be lost. They'll be lost forever. The compass at the top of the screen indicates the direction of the lost runes. So just like all past Souls games. So that guy definitely looks like beatable, but maybe not at this stage. He blocks my spells outright. He one-hit killed me. But I can definitely see how you could beat this guy. You could beat this guy right now if you actually took the time to learn everything. It's true, Boone. You know, he is one-shotting us. The cool thing about these types of games, though, is as you get better at playing them, like, if you learn all of his attack patterns and how to dodge, block his attacks, you could do it right now. You could. I'm not going to because I just don't want to waste a bunch of time. That sheep is rolling. That's so funny. I love it. Okay, this is definitely an enemy. Okay. Combat feels a little faster than Dark Souls. Not nearly as fast as Bloodborne. Or Sekiro. What are you, my friend? Tortoise. Gold-tinged excrement. Don't really want to waste my spells on this guy. Turtleneck meat. Strip of white flesh. What are these things? A little more wary of this. Let me cast a spell at it first. Seem to be passive. Doesn't mean they can't hurt us, though. Getting explosive vibes from this thing. Oh. Dragonflies. Deadly. I'm liking this gathering of resources. I'm getting a very Breath of the Wild feel from this, which is nice. Okay, so this thing shoots out poison, so I gotta be careful of that. Yep. We're getting poisoned. Don't want that gauge to get all the way up. Interestingly, though, we didn't get any drops from it. Might be a rarer drop. Let's heal. So far, this is like the most chill Dark Souls game I have like ever played. Like, I'm just loving this like casual walking around, gathering stuff. Like, the sights and the sounds are really beautiful. This game seems so much more approachable for new players. Actually, see if we can sneak up on this guy. Okay, there is in fact backstabbing in this game. He didn't die though. Kukris, okay, it's a throwing item. Oh, he saw me. The bosses feel like Breath of the Wild kind of thing. Yeah, bosses are definitely a really massive part. Is that a shining lizard? What is this? Golden rune, okay. Bosses are a massive part of Dark Souls. Like, every boss is important. There's a lot of hidden lore regarding every boss, like, ties into the story. No boss is ever there for like no reason whatsoever. And every boss is difficult, grandiose. You know, it's hard to beat them, but you feel so accomplished once you figure it out and you beat them. That's like a huge component of what makes a Dark Souls game. So yeah, we might spend an hour, sometimes even a day or more on beating a boss. But when you figure it out and you finally accomplish it, like, you feel so fantastic about it. And that's the sense of accomplishment that these games try to impart. I'm liking combat. So far, it feels nice and smooth. Yeah, Dark Souls is definitely typically a hard game. I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel like some people, like, not to say that, you know, it's for everyone, because it's not, but I think a lot of people could play it and could enjoy it with the right mindset. One of the big things is, oh, what is that? I want it. I want you. Teardrop scarabs. There are both crimson and cerulean teardrop scarabs. Defeating them replenish your flasks that match their type. However, you cannot replenish more flasks than your maximum amount allows. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. What I was saying though is there's a mentality that goes along with playing and enjoying Souls games. Like, there is definitely a high level of frustration that is involved in playing these games. But the important thing is to not get too worked up in the frustration. It's meant to be hard. It's meant to be challenging. You're not supposed to get it on your first try. It's that sense of accomplishment that you had to work really hard to get it done that is so key to the Souls formula. So I think if people went into it with like the right mentality, more people could really enjoy these games. But I also understand that, you know, some people just don't have the patience for that. That's just not what they enjoy. So again, it's not for everyone, but these are really fantastic games. And, you know, if anyone's ever willing to give them a try, like I always try to encourage it. All right, so we got some kind of camp up ahead. Surprised they didn't see me. Maybe I'm just not close enough that they care. It's weird that I have to break those to get them. I wonder if bosses would want me badly. Like the Dinosaur Arc. Yeah, well, yeah. They're gonna want you badly in these games. All right, so we got a camp. Like we got a castle off to the left. Scout out this camp and see if there's anything worthwhile here. That guy saw me. Pull him out of the camp that way. We're not aggroing everything around here. I wonder if you can hide in bushes in this one. Oh, you can lose aggro. That's good to know. Okay, this guy's got a shield. Typically, you want them to go for the attack. You can get them when the shield's down. Magic is so much faster in this game. Like, I'm loving it. I can definitely see why magic is so prominent. Like, before, like, you had to basically completely stand still. The casting time was very slow. Magic was very high risk, high reward type of play style. In this one, it's just like fast casting, it feels like. It would be interesting if like destroying these supplies actually like had some effect on the enemies. So far this camp doesn't seem to be, you know, too hard. I think we should clear it. All right, typical Souls thing. You can't attack them until they're fully up again. I was trying to see if that worked. Fast casting seems more satisfying than slow casting. It does. The thing is, though, in past Souls games, magic... So, the game was more melee combat focused. Magic was supposed to be, quote-unquote, easier. And it was. However, to balance it, though... because you could like stay out of enemies' range a lot better. They made it so casting was slow, so it wasn't too easy. But in this game, they went very heavy on attack arts and magic. So that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to play a mage, because they have just upped their game on magic combat so much. Gonna aggro those guys out of here. That's a pretty hefty shield that guy has. He has a lance, it looks like. So we're probably gonna try to sidestep this guy. Looks like, oh yeah, this guy's like a lieutenant or a captain. Makes sense. He definitely looks tougher. Ooh. This guy's gonna be a little bit tougher to beat. Oh, didn't have my thing out. All right, let's see if we can dodge and get in a quick attack. Ooh, he's got multi-attacks. This is gonna get tough. It's gonna be tough. Man, he just does not give me a lot of openings. Could just try to whittle him down. Not that effective though, but I'm gonna try to go in for melee. He left a good opening for us there. Got it. Okay. Yeah, that guy was definitely a lot tougher. Look at our souls, though. We're up to 910. Well, not souls. Grace, is it called in this one? We've got a message here. A chamber lies under the ruins. You know, I'm actually curious. Let's, can we use our Tarnished finger? It's not letting us. That must not be a player written thing. That must be actually written by the developers. Now we are out of flasks, so we're going to have to be very careful. Yeah, a very important part of the Souls games is learning enemies' attack patterns. What's this? A map. Oh, so that was one of the big reasons to go to this camp. Got a map. You want me, my friend? Oh, he was their scout. Now the whole camp knows we're here. Wonder how far they'll come after me. It's still a lot of it. There's still, wow, okay, yeah, there's a lot of people still left. I would assume that they have an aggro radius, though. Yeah, they're turning back, okay. It actually is a good opportunity. They're all right there. So let's run in and see if we can find, like, any chests or something real quick. Ooh. They left the guard dog. So this is the area that message said. Dark Souls games typically want you to anticipate their moves and patterns. Yes. With a whetstone knife, you can use Ashes of War to grant your armaments new skills at sites of grace. An armament can only have one skill. Any skill it previously had will be removed. An armament's type determines what skills it can have. Some special armaments have unique skills and cannot be granted new ones. So Ashes of War, Storm Stomp. Interesting. So actually we got that map, so oh, that's cool. Wow, this map looks so beautiful. I love it. I love this art style. Oh, and we noticed down in the top right or bottom right that there's a time of day. It's pretty cool. Now, guys, Give me a moment. I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to go use the restroom, and we'll be right back. It's all this water I drink. Gotta stay healthy. All right. I'm back. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we are moving into our first stretch break. Anybody new to the channel? Basically, the stretch break. I have significant health problems, and I need to do these stretches to help myself continue putting out good content, so I don't get into too much of pain. Now, this is also part of the health coaching that I offer. So this time I'm going to pull up some different information from my pain management program that I'm into. We'll talk about that a little bit. So actually, I'm going to do PC screenshot so you guys can see this document. So, okay, we're going to talk a little bit about pain management. So for any newcomers, I am in a pretty intense pain intervention program, part of my care team. I am in a program that involves a lot of different people in the care team. So like I have an occupational therapist and a physical therapist where they directly work with people with these chronic pain conditions, and it's much more specialized than, like, you know, say recovery from like surgery or something like that. So one of the important parts of this program, they sent me this document, and what this is, it's called an analysis of physical demands. And let me read to you this little excerpt that my therapist sent to me. So the analysis of physical demand sheet breaks down what body functions and structures are used in any given activity. Looking at what an activity requires and planning before you start will help you better manage your pain by determining what strategies would be useful, such as scheduled breaks, relaxation techniques, postural awareness, etc., and when you can incorporate them. When you take a break from activities, try to incorporate some meditation and relaxation strategies you learned about in previous therapies. The purpose of the break is to relax your body and feel rested so you can do whatever works with that goal in mind. Try to continue with your walking program and exercises to keep the habit going. So, this is honestly a very simple concept, but a very important concept. So, this sheet gives you an idea of some very common activities that you might do on a day-to-day basis. So self-care, bathing and showering, hair care, brushing teeth, putting on clothing, prepping your meals, grocery shopping, putting, items in low cabinets, high cabinets, cooking in the oven, and then like home care. Honestly, this list could go on and on. This is just to give you a idea of the concept. You should add activities to this list that you do regularly. So what we're trying to figure out with this analysis of physical demands is how demanding is this activity on our body. So I know a lot of this stuff seems like very, very simple things that a normal human being should be able to do with almost no effort. But when you have chronic pain illness, or you have a disability, these things become so much harder. I personally have a lot of disabling health conditions: fibromyalgia, psoriatic arthritis, joint dysfunction, and a number of other slightly more minor things. And it's so difficult for me to get through my day to day. Like, just vacuuming 2 rooms in the house like completely wins me, and like I got to take like a nice long rest. Walking on the treadmill for 30 minutes is like, that's like an intense exercise for me. So it's very important that you start to accept your body's limitations, because acceptance is the first stage. And once we get through acceptance, you need to sit down and be very honest with yourself. So like, let's say here, you want to start with self-care, bathing and showering. You put a check mark in here if you do that activity. And then we're looking at this activity through the lens of many different things. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put like a 1. We'll do like 0 to 10. So 0 means it takes no effort. 10 means it takes the most effort that we can possibly give to do it. So bathing or showering. Well, do you sit when you bathe or shower? Well, if you're bathing, yes. Okay, how physically demanding is that on you? For me, bathing is one of the most relaxing things I can do. So for me, like, it's probably like a 1. Like, unless my back hurt significantly, it doesn't really take much effort. Now, standing, when I shower, I stand. That's a little harder on me. Not too hard, but a little bit harder. I would say maybe like a 5 or a 6. Walking. Don't really walk too much, but when you're in the bathroom, like, walking to get in the shower, slight movements in there, I'd say for me that's like a 3. Stooping. Do you stoop when you bathe or shower? I don't, but if you do, you would want to put that in here and how hard that is. Kneeling. I don't do that either. Squatting. I don't do that either. Reaching. I do that. You're reaching for the soap. You're reaching for your shampoo. How hard is that on you? Not very hard. I'd probably say like a 1 or 2 for me. Lifting. The only thing I can think of that I lift is like I move the shower knob. So there's a little bit of action going on there. Again, not very difficult, so probably like a 1 or a 2. Carrying. I might hold on to the soap or my loofah or whatever it is for a moment, but not long, and it's not heavy, so I'd say that's like a 1 or a 2 to me. Pushing. I wouldn't say pushing, so I'm gonna say no, but pulling, I pull the shower curtain, you know, that's not hard, so it's probably like a 1 or a 2. Twisting. There might be some minor twisting in the shower, you know, you twist to like grab something from the shelf. So twisting is pretty hard on the body, but I'm in a relaxing environment, so I'd say that's like a 3. So you wrote all of that down. You know, you wrote all that down. So what's important now is once you've done all that, you look at that activity, and first off, look for any numbers that are higher than normal. So I'd say the standing would have been my highest there. So in a shower, standing is the hardest part of bathing for me, which is why I typically take baths now instead of showers. So overall, this activity of bathing is not very difficult for me. You know, it's low effort. I mean, there's some things that are a little tougher. I mean, the standing and the twisting are probably my highest things I would have to watch. So knowing that, what can you do to minimize it? What can you do to make those particular things easier on you? So I'm like, okay, well, as much as possible, like I could bathe instead, so I'm not standing as long. I'm not exhausting my body through, you know, this particular activity. Twisting, well, let's minimize the twisting. Instead of twisting, let's actually pivot our body to the side instead of twisting, because that's actually really tough on our body. We're out of alignment when we do that. Now, in general, though, bathing is not a difficult activity, but let's like go down to something like sweeping the floors, okay? So yes, I do that. Do I sit when I vacuum? Not often, but maybe if like I'm doing the stairs, I like to sit because it's hard on my back to stoop. So maybe I put like a 6 in here. Standing, yes, and it's very physical for me to stand while I vacuum, so I'm gonna put like an 8 in that. Walking, there is some level of walking, but it's more standing. I'll probably put like 6 in here. Stooping, yes, stooping is really hard for me. I mean, you are kind of bent over while you're vacuuming. That's stooping. That's probably really bad. I'm probably going to say that's somewhere like in a 7 or an 8 for me. Kneeling, don't do that too often, but it does happen sometimes when you're trying to get in those hard areas. So maybe I'll put like a 6 in there for when it happens. Squatting, not very often. I'm going to say no, I don't do it. Reaching, I mean, you're almost always reaching. You know, with the vacuum, you're pushing your arms out. That's considered reaching. So maybe like a 7. Lifting. If you ever use like the hose attachment on the vacuum and you're lifting something, it's not that heavy. It's more hard on my elbows than it is my hands. I probably put like a 4 on that. Carrying. Again, you are pushing a heavy object, so there is some level of carrying weight of burden that you're putting on the body. I'm gonna say that's probably like a 7 for me. It's probably why, you know, I get exhausted so fast. Pushing, yes, definitely pushing. I'm honestly gonna go like 8 on that one because, you know, you're constantly pushing. Pulling, yep, you pull the vacuum back, probably gonna go 8 on that too. Twisting, inevitably you do twist, you know, that's something that you need to keep in mind. But like when you're going around the corners, like inevitably you're twisting, you're doing it. So I'm gonna put like an 8 on that too. It's probably why vacuuming is so hard on me. So we look at that and we're like, wow, like the numbers are pretty high on this activity. Like this is a high risk activity for me. No wonder why I'm so tired when I do that. And then you're going to look at like, okay, which part of this activity is especially difficult on me? And you're like, okay, the standing, the pushing, the pulling, you know, those are really intense parts of this activity. You know, this sheet is all about you breaking down these simple tasks that you do and figuring out what makes them difficult and figuring out how you can tackle them easier for yourself. So if we look at my my therapist's notes again at the bottom, she says, planning before you start will help you better manage your pain by determining what strategies would be useful. Scheduled breaks. So if you know an activity is especially difficult, just like as if you were an older person, older people, they have to take breaks, you know, for like a lot of physical activities. You know, if it's too hard for you to vacuum the house and all in one go, you know, set a goal of doing 1 or 2 rooms, take a 5-minute break, start again. You know, that's like a really effective strategy to break up the constant physical demand of the body. Relaxation techniques. So when you do those breaks, we could do some of these meditation techniques that we were talking about. Even while you're doing the activity, like deep breathing can really help like lower your heart rate and help you relax the muscles, which can help too. Postural awareness. Very simple, but very big thing to think about. You know, like when you're vacuuming, I said that, like, you know, you're pushing, you're pulling, like your spine is constantly like you're going forward and back, like you're not in good posture, and inevitably you're twisting, which is also not good. So it's not possible to completely eliminate that. It's not possible, but it is possible to do better. And by doing better, you lower how physically demanding an activity is on you. So yeah, I know we talked a while about that, and it is a very simple idea, but it's a powerful idea, a very powerful idea to recognize what it is, like how physically demanding an activity is for you and how to do better at it, how to manage it better. All of these things added up, you know, adding all these techniques, all these tools into your toolbox will help you have a much more manageable life. So let's jump back into the game, guys. Okay, so we got that whetstone, and I think we need to go to... Oh, let me turn my music off, actually. There we go. We got that whetstone. I think we needed to go to a smith to use it, though. Memories of Grace. Lose all runes, return to the last site of Grace. Okay. Now we died yet. I'm thinking about going back to the site of Grace and buying that stuff. I love fast travel. This makes things so much easier. All right, let's take a peek here. How is my phone battery doing? Okay, we're still okay. I'm gonna set my timer again, guys. Let's buy some stuff.
Wait, weren't you... Well, you're back. Care to buy something?
Yes, Santa Claus, I would like to buy something. Let's get that crafting kit for sure. So cookbooks. I'm definitely thinking we should buy at least one of these. Right, and let's see how much.
You took my warning to heart. You've made an excellent choice.
Let's find out how much we get from these golden runes. So that was 200. Inventory. This is a golden rune too. We only have one of these. Okay, so that's 400. Okay, so we can buy some more stuff.
What is it? Still going to...
A large leather shield. Now that would reduce the damage down to 76% damage reduction from our really terrible shield of 40 something. Can we wield it though? Let's see. Requirements is 8 strength. We have that. So I'm thinking the shield's going to be a good investment. I'm also going to buy this torch.
Goodbye. Nice to do business.
All right, let's take a peek here. So now we got item craft. With the item crafting menu, you can make various items from materials that you find. You can learn to craft more items by finding cookbooks, which we actually already bought one. Okay, so fire pots, fire damage bombs, roped fire pots. Throw behind to inflict fire damage. I'm guessing this one has more of a timer. Bone darts, okay. Jack, welcome in, buddy. How am I liking the game? I'm absolutely loving the game, my friend. Hello, Charlotte. Welcome in. How are you doing, sweetheart? Yes, loving the game, Jack. This is by far the most, like, accessible Souls game for newcomers. I love it so much. By the way, Jack, I'm loving your new blanket emote. That is an awesome addition. You're doing great, Charlotte. I am doing great too. I didn't sleep so good, but I'm feeling like some super energy today playing some Elden Ring. I really wanted to play this. I am so passionate about these games. Not my typical comfy cozy, but you know what? I'm feeling comfy cozy, so you guys are gonna feel it too. All right, so we can strengthen. Now, I'm not seeing anything about that whetstone I got earlier. Is it in my inventory? I want to find out more about this whetstone. Hey, as long as you're having fun, I'm here. Well, thank you so much, buddy. They even added a tutorial section. This is so unlike Dark Souls. I don't hate it, though. I want people to play this game. All right, let's equip that shield before we forget. Oh, much better, much better. So item crafting looks really neat. I'm really excited about crafting. Now what's this? Oh, so this is what I was talking about, guys. So the Furl Calling Finger Remedy. This is the item that you need to summon co-op players. So this is like the first Souls game that it's been this easy to summon players. So all we need is 2 Erdleaf flowers. We've only been playing for not even an hour, and we already can make 2 of these. I know we have one in our inventory already, so let's do this. So Furl Calling Finger Remedies to reveal summon signs of players from other worlds. Gold signs indicate an ally. Red signs indicate an adversary. The multiplayer session will begin once either type has been summoned. You will take the role of the host of fingers. Fun is what matters, Boone. You were right, man. If we're having fun, it's all that matters. All right. So, Ashes of War. Ah, okay, I think that's what I got earlier. With the Ashes of War menu, you can use Ashes of War to grant skills and affinities to your armaments at Sites of Grace. An armament can only have one skill. Any skill it previously had will be lost. By adding an affinity, you can alter an armament's attack affinity, boosting attribute scaling, and more. An armament's type determines what skills and affinities it can have. Some special armaments cannot be granted new skills or affinities using Ash of War. Okay, so a big thing in Souls games is there were items that change weapon scaling. So you can be a mage that requires high intelligence so you can like use your spells with more power and more and you can cast more different varieties of spells. But you could also be a battle mage, so you can change your weapon. Instead of scaling from strength, it scales from intelligence. So you could be this really smart character and still do a ton of damage with a sword by changing what stat it scales off of. So, okay. What does this do? Ashes of War, Storm Stomp. Now, this doesn't seem to be changing the scaling. This actually seems to be a weapon skill. So Storm Stomp is going to cost 6 FP. That's my magic. Scaling stays the same. Well, I honestly just want to do it. It does look like it's going to reduce my damage output. I just want to do it. I want to see what it does. Eating a yummy chicken curry while I watch. So if I'm not chatting, I'm eating. Oh my gosh, I'm making chicken curry tonight. That's awesome. Yeah, I got little naan breads and we're gonna have some chicken curry tonight. Charlotte's eating sweet and sour chicken. What? You guys live together, so like you're making 2 separate meals. You guys are go-getters. Maybe you ordered it. I bet you ordered it. Okay, so how do we use this weapon skill? Or what did it do exactly for us? Calorie controlled pre-prepped. Yummy. I'm actually trying to watch my calories. I just had an appointment with a nutritionist yesterday. I'm having a really tough time. I can't exercise much. It's very difficult to lose weight when you cannot exercise. So these are these earthly flowers, guys. So like those glowing yellow flowers, you just need 2 of them and you can already summon another player. I think that is so cool. They're everywhere. At least in the starting area they are. Oh, I love curry, Jack. Like, I am so into curry. And my wife loves sweet and sour chicken. So, sounds like we would all get along very well. Tarnished golden sunflower. So this guy just respawns every time we go to that area. So this thing regenerates your flasks, which is kind of neat. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I just saw these things come out of my peripheral vision. So, okay, nighttime here, a little more intense. Oh. Yeah, these things aren't that strong, though. A little hard to hit, though. Maybe resistance bands would be good for you. Put them on a door, just step on them and pull. Very versatile. Usually come in a pack with different resistances. I actually do have different resistance bands. I actually off the side here, like one of our metal support beams, I put my bands on there and I do different resistance exercises. And I just in fact ordered a it's called a flex band. I was using it in occupational therapy. It's this like rubber grooved band, and like it's for like twisting exercises. It's really low impact. It imitates weightlifting, but it's very easy on your joints. I'll be talking about that very soon in my stretch breaks. Charlotte says, I only like mild curry, not a fan of the spicy food. That's okay, you know. I've always liked spicy food, but recently my spicy tolerance has gone so far up. We recently got a Thai restaurant in our city, and for a while there, before I stopped working, we were eating there like almost once a week. And I started off, I think, around like 4, 5, and now I'm like at a 10, and that's not spicy enough for me. As just a idea of my spicy tolerance. I used to be terrified of habaneros, like they were way too much for me, and now I can actually handle habaneros in like small doses, like in like a really nice balanced salsa, for example. Thanks, Jack. I appreciate that, man. Jalapenos are too spicy for you. That's okay. It's okay, Charlotte. I mean, honestly, like, I know a lot of people who cannot tolerate any level of spiciness. Okay, now this cart here, I've seen these in trailers. There's usually treasure at the back of them. So we're going to try and take out the guards. I'm going to try to just kill one of these guards as fast as possible, so we're only fighting one. Okay, that was good. Get wrecked. Smooth like butter, brother. Flail, okay. Didn't mean to heal there. Let's take a look at that flail. Flails are usually a pretty good weapon for low strength characters, but it does require 10 strength, which I currently do not have. Now, when I get to 10 strength, though, it's not going to increase my equipment load. That's good. The higher your equipment load, like, the more stamina your abilities take, the slower you roll, stuff like that. There's actually another caravan cart over there. Let's see what we can get from it. Ooh, is this one not guarded, or is that the front side? That's the front. Okay. I love the fact that there's some sneaking mechanics now. A great sword. Definitely not going to be for our character type. So looks like Grace is telling us that that's where it wants us to go. Now, the great thing about these games, you don't have to listen. Appears to be some kind of city this way. You know, for kicks and giggles, let's actually follow the game, see just where this leads us. Now we haven't leveled up yet. Oh, cinematic. Ooh, there's that girl again. Boone, there's the female NPC again, buddy.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I
Badass.
offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the two fingers, offering guidance and aid to the Tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless.
I'd like a maiden, please.
I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree.
Accept.
Then it's settled. Summon me by grace to turn runes into strength. Ah, another matter. I bequeath to you this ring.
Spectral Steed whistle. Okay, so we finally got our steed.
Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent.
That's a cool name.
Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect.
Okay, so for newcomers to the Souls game, they're calling her a maiden, basically the Firekeeper. In Souls games, there's a Firekeeper. They tend the bonfire zones, which is now called Saving Grace in this game. So she is what allows us to spend our grace, or what was souls in Dark Souls, to level our character up. She's basically our I don't know how to put it. Like, she's an integral part of the game. If it wasn't for her, like, we couldn't get stronger.
Shall I turn your runes to strength?
Yes,
Let
please.
my hand rest upon you. For but a moment, share them with me. Your thoughts, your ambitions, the principles you would follow.
Okay, so let's see here. We can't even level up once yet. We need 757 runes to get to level 7. Okay, that's all right. So we can finally do that soon, though. I do want to find out how we use that sword stomp ability. Stomp provides the quality affinity and the Storm Stomp skill. Okay, so it does change the scaling of a weapon. It's a balanced scaling between strength and dexterity, but it decreases base damage. So if you were going with a character build of equal strength and dexterity, that would be the armament you would want to have equipped. Now, generally, you don't do that, do 2 different stats, but how do we use it? How do we use the ability? Left trigger on Xbox. Let's try it. I'm very curious. Okay, so she's like a spectral spirit. She just is summoned when we go to the Grace. Use your spectral steed whistle to summon and ride your spectral steed. If your spectral steed dies, you can summon it again, but it will cost 1 flask of crimson tears to do so. You can dismount by using the whistle again or by pressing left stick. Okay. From pouch in the main menu, you can equip up to 6 items to your pouches. 4 of those items can be used without opening the main menu. Y plus up. Okay, so Y plus a button. There's a hot bar. Okay, that's good to know. All right, let's see how we use that ability. It said left trigger. That's not doing anything on my end. Wonder if that's it. Okay, so that's the ability. So I have to unequip my shield and left trigger Storm Stomp. I am curious how strong that is. Just engage in combat here and see what happens. Okay, so obviously the guy had his shield up. Not that strong, so it's a disrupt ability, basically. Yeah, see, it staggered him. It's a disrupt ability. The nice thing is it did not seem to take much FP, so I'm already seeing how it would be pretty useful. I don't know how much of the stagger it would do, like on a boss, but if it can even stagger a boss, that would be extremely useful. We'll just leave. We're good. Ooh, I was waiting for the archers. Oh boy. Are you? Too far away is what you are. A lot of archers, okay. I'm gonna have to get much closer than I'd like. No worries, Jack. Thanks for jumping in, buddy. Oh, wow. This guy's got a lot of health. It's mainly going to be these arrows that are going to be my downfall here. Oh, nope, I need my... I'm getting stuck on the wall! It's all these arrows. I know I can beat this guy. It's these arrows, though. Have fun. You gotta stream. All right, no problem, brother. I'm gonna try fighting that guy again. Let's see if we can pull him back even further. Get the archers out of that picture, because it was the archers that really made that very difficult. Come on, fatty, come on. There you go. There you go. Without help, you're not as scary. Oh, he's pulling out the big sword, though. Ooh, ooh. All right, he's done. Told you, not that bad, not that bad. Just got to take things on the right way. Now, my question, though, is will he respawn? We're going to find out. I'm thinking it was a mini boss, so I don't think he's going to respawn. Should have gotten a decent amount of souls there. All right, so we're going to level up. Okay, Vigor is health. Mind is... Typically, I think mind is... Is mind how many spell slots we get, or is mind how much... Oh, mind increases our FP, meaning how many spells we can cast. Whereas intelligence is going to scale the damage of our spells. What's this doing? Okay, this is boosting our item discovery. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of points into vigor here early. That's going to give us some health. We are just shy of getting a second level up. Let's actually see if we have any consumables that we can use. I do not see any. We can just kill a guy real quick. We're that close, so I'm just going to do that. And now I'm going to go back and... What did I say? Intelligence? Or did I say... Mind. Do mind. It's going to give us a little bit more magicka, basically. FP. Now, if that guy didn't respawn, this is going to be way easier. I hear him. Okay, so he does respawn. All right, so we got to do this all in one go. Just missed that. Getting hit too hard with that. Okay. All right, we gotta be a little careful here. A lot of guys in here with arrows. Get our FP all the way up. Use the environment to our advantage. Well, that's our timer, but we are not going to do that yet because you can't pause in soul games. What am I doing? That's too far. Ooh, did not see that guy behind me. Good, that was good enemy placement of theirs. The big guy stressing you out, Boone. What'd you think about him? I think we took care of him pretty easy. Oh, this guy has more armor than I expected. Very slow and not very good with that sword, though. Oh, got some mushrooms. I know that was one of the consumables I need, or items I needed to craft. Hopefully we get a sight of grace soon. We used pretty much all of our items up. Actually, I got my items back. That's weird. No, 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 no. I'm so enjoying this. This is like so nice. Game feels beautiful. It feels polished, smooth as butter. I am really enjoying this Elden Ring game. Okay, now we did reach a safe spot, it looks like, so let's take a moment and move into that stretch break that we had to delay. So let's jump back into that. So last stretch break, we actually talked more about the concept of, what did we call it? It was called analysis of physical demands. So this time we're actually going to do stretches because my left hand is really starting to hurt a bit. So need to do that. Take my hand brace off. Take a couple quick minutes and do some stretches together, guys. All right, we're gonna start with palm down and very, very slowly, nice and mechanically, we're going to move our wrists up and down. We'll do that for 20 seconds. I'll put the timer on screen. Great. We'll move on to the next one. All right. So this time we're going to put our hands to the side and just moving the wrists up and down. Do that for 20 seconds. Nice and easy movements. Don't flick hard. If anything hurts, don't do it. Just feel a nice movement in that wrist. The whole point of these mobility exercises, our hands get very tired Very tired being stuck in the same position holding the controller, so we got to work on mobility. Okay, rotations, very simple. Start with palm up and flip to palm down. Back and forth, nice and simple. Do that for 20 seconds, both sides. Okay. Next exercise. Actually, this is the first one, so we're going to switch to this. Okay, so we're moving our hands from position 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Okay, so what we're doing is hands straight up, then at a 90 degree, then at a straight fist. A straight fist simply means you don't put the thumbs in. Now, when you make the fist, don't clench. Nice and gentle. And then a normal fist with the thumbs in. And then bring that up to a claw. So you're making a fist just with the knuckles. Again, very gentle. Do this. We'll do this 15 times this time today because my hands are feeling really stiff. Go at your speed. But don't go too fast. And don't flick and don't clench. Okay, almost there. Now I'm going to add one more exercise into this just because my fingers are feeling stiff. So we're just going to spread the fingers out and back in. Now when we do this, we're going to hold out for about 8 seconds. In. Out. Yeah, I'm feeling really stiff in my left hand right now. All right. We'll jump back into the game, guys. The whole time we were doing the stretches, I was keeping an eagle eye on my screen, just waiting for an enemy to come down and mess up our run. These soul games have taught me to be very wary. Timer again, guys. And here we go again. Storm Hill. Got a golden seed. I'm pretty sure this is used to upgrade our Estus flasks, or our whatever they're called this time around. Crimson Tears flasks. Actually, that's an interesting thing I just noticed. So this is a golden tree, and we managed to get a golden seed there. So that makes me wonder if those golden trees we saw all over the place will also have seeds at them. Let's take a peek. The weather has definitely shifted here. Actually, like a storm going on. That's kind of cool. I like that. Just gonna kind of explore around a little bit. It being an open world game, I'd really like to look around and see if there's any hidden goodies. We have a graveyard down here. Oh crap. This guy actually wants to fight. Oh yeah, by the way, we can summon our Steed now. Figure out how we do that again. It's one of the D buttons, I thought they said. Okay, let's go over here. I'm sure it's in here. Horseback riding. No, don't do that. I'm not exactly sure what button we're supposed to hit to do that. Maybe it's an item. Spectral seed whistle, that's it. So actually, we should put these on the hotbar they mentioned. We do that though. Switch view right, scroll simple view. Oh, down here's our quick items. Okay. So let's put our flask down here. Let's put our Spectral Steed down here. That didn't seem to do anything. Quick item. Oh, okay. Wait. I already had these on quick item. I'll figure it out next time. Whatever. Let's summon our Steed. This is Torrent. So don't hit left stick. That's not how you run. So let's be like normal. There is a lot of horseback mechanics in this game. Combat is a big thing. Now, why is Torrent important? This game is so massive now that you need this to be able to get around quickly. Ruin fragments. Wait. Those are those bats we found last night. Starlight shards. I want to hold left stick in to run so bad on this horse. Might switch that button out. I am glad you can gather resources on the back of your mount, though. That feels good. And we're using a very short-range weapon, so it does make mounted combat harder. Mounted combat feels good, though, and I've seen some of the boss fight trailers that they've done. And it looks like mounted combat's going to be really nice for boss fights. Where are we on the map? Giant glowing jellyfish. Feels like a Bloodborne reference. See how tough these little jellies are. My gut tells me they're going to be resistant to magic. So they poison, okay. A lot of jellies here. We haven't found the site of grace again. One thing that's making me a little cautious about going in on this. I don't want to overextend myself. But these jellies aren't that bad. I don't know how bad they're going to be in melee combat, though. Oh, I'm out of FP. Okay, that was my last bottle, so be real careful here. I'm gonna try to take out the last two using melee. Actually, they're pretty resistant to great, we got a skelly. Multiple skellies. Don't seem to be very difficult though, but they do have more health. Ooh, didn't block that properly. So far, so good. What is that? I don't know. Oh, crap. Like normal skeletons, they come back. Okay, that captain definitely is a little bit stronger. So it looks like if we destroy the skeleton's remains, they don't come back. Okay, I think we've cleared this area. Yeah, one thing I am noticing, it's the weather, but let me just see if there's any graphical changes we can make. Don't see anything. Sounds and display. Probably my TV settings. It's a little washed out, not bad. Oh, we got another smithing stone. Okay. It's for upgrading our weapons. So this was actually a good thing to come out of our way to get. I just love this though. Like, you know, I took the time to go out of my way to get into this area. Like, I didn't have to do this, but I was rewarded for doing it. Like, there was a smithing stone there and like a relatively interesting area. But these jellies respawned over here. Maybe we didn't come through this area last time. There's a lot of jellies. We are not fighting all these things. You see an item there, though. I'm gonna make a suicide run. I don't know what fall damage is like in this one. I know you can use your mount, though. Okay. High risk, high reward. Right window, welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. I don't know if you were in the last stream, but I wanted to let you know now that you're here. Thank you so very much for the donation, my friend. It means so much to me. I apologize that it's not coming up on my my stream labels. I didn't realize I did not have my PayPal linked to my stream labels, so it doesn't know to update that. I tried everything on my end to get it to fix. I can't get it to display it from before, but going forward it should work. So I just wanted to thank you so very much. It really means a lot to me, man. We're playing Elden Ring, by the way. This is the new Dark Souls game. All right, let's keep moving on. We need to find a saving grace spot because we are getting very low on supplies. Sure, if we follow the main path, we'll get to that fairly quickly. What are you? Oh, and that's health. Ruin fragments. Okay. Actually need to start striking from the right side of my horse. It's actually very realistic in that way. All right, we need a freaking saving grace spot. I am like really worried about overextending. Okay, there's the road. This is where we came up. We got our golden seed here, so let's continue moving upward. Boy. Ugh, it's hard to hit on the back of this thing. Oh boy, oh boy. Safer on the mount, though. Definitely safer on the mount. That looks like a beautiful game. It is. It really is, my friend. I'm not even streaming it at 4K because it's a little too tough on my PC. So I'm actually streaming at 1080p. I actually am very, very interested to see what it looks like when I play it on 4K. Saving grace. Thank goodness. Lost grace. All right, we got our save spot. Let's rest up. Let's level up. Okay, so we put a point into our health last time. And we put a point into mind as well for more spell casts. So far, we don't really need to increase our strength or dexterity because we're not sure what weapon we're going to go with yet. There's really no point to doing that. So really, it's going to probably come down to either health, mind, or intelligence for me right now. We haven't put any points into intelligence yet, so I'll put 2 in that, and I'll put 1 into mind. Overall, that's going to increase our ability to cast more spells, and it's going to increase the damage of our spells. The elements like wind and the trees, the storm, it does look really good, man. I am very impressed. I'm getting a serious Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild vibe from this game, but like absolutely through the lens of Dark Souls. I'm so excited. Like, no wonder why this game is getting 10 out of 10s in so many places. Like, it is a really well-made game. Oh, Santa Claus is here again.
Everyone's
Oh, that's not Santa Claus.
been grafted.
Little Red Riding Hood.
They crossed the sea for me. They fought for me. Only to have their arms taken, their legs taken, even their heads taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know, if you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid? It's quite a lark when you think about it.
Okay, so new NPC.
You're all on your own, are you? And heading to Stormvale Castle, enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Oh, you've come to be one with the spider? Well, that makes us 2 peas in a pod. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off, or legs, or your head. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven.
Okay, so judging off of the trailers I've seen, sounds like this spider is the boss of Stormvale Castle. And if I remember the pictures right, it literally is like she's saying, like, it takes, you know, legs, arms, heads of people and fuses it with its own body. So, like, this thing's gonna be pretty grotesque. Do we know her name yet?
I know. Can you take this little one along with you?
Oh, spirit jellyfish ashes. That's another important thing about these Souls games. You continue to talk to NPCs until they have nothing new to say.
And the spirits look rather fondly upon you. It'll be glad of your company, I think, the little one.
With a spirit calling bell, you can use ashes to summon various spirits. Summoning typically consumes FP. You can only summon one type of spirit at a time. You cannot summon spirits during multiplayer. So this is a new thing in Elden Ring. So you can actually consume your FP to summon spirits to aid you in combat. Basically like NPCs. Stone Sword Key. We'll use one here shortly. Not sure if we equip it as an item or what. Oh, we got this magic grease earlier, so we can coat our weapon and the weapon will deal an additional magic damage. Here it is. So it's telling me I can't equip, probably because I don't have enough FP. It's not letting me use you. Okay, we need to figure out how we use it. Take a peek here. After speaking to the maiden Melina and acquiring the ability to summon Torrent, return to the Church of Sight of Grace where you can meet the first matron, Kale. Ask if you can summon your horse, which you can. Simply answer the question. Like, 2 items that belong to Torrent's former master. Oh, so we are missing an item required to actually summon this spirit. So I'm gonna go back and do that.
This tiny golden aura is the grace of the Earth Tree. This light once shone in the eyes of your tarnished brethren, but now it is all that
Acid, hey, welcome back in, buddy.
So I hear. You can
It's okay. You don't have to spoil. It's a beautiful game though, my friend. Beautiful game. How did your Final Fantasy 12 playthrough go? I lurked for a little bit, but my wife actually came home early, so I apologize. I meant to lurk longer.
Shall I turn your runes? Just let my share them with me.
Now we're gonna go back, fast travel back to the church. That's where it's saying this quest starts. Right window. So you at work right now, my friend? How's your day going?
This way, Tarnished. May I have a word?
All right, so this is a new NPC. Ooh, I love the design of this character.
Pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of a Tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed, and upon looking into the matter, the talk I surmise is of thee. Thou art possessed of the power, no? To call forth a spectral steed named Torrent. Ah, as I had hoped, I was entrusted this for thee by Torrent's former master.
Spirit calling bell. Lone wolf ashes.
'Tis a bell for calling forth spirits. Summon them with it. From ash and return to the Earth Tree, the spirits will obey thine command but briefly. As they recall battles past, now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest.
Okay. Rye Window says, I'm sitting down to eat lunch now. Get done working for today. Got to do some stuff tonight and some estimates as well. Well, I'm glad your day's, you know, more or less done for the day. Just some desk work. Get to start off your weekend a little early. That's awesome, my friend. We're still getting together to watch some Boba Fett on Sunday, right?
Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
Ooh, long day wedding. Oh boy. Honestly, my weekend is really looking pretty intensely busy too. My grandfather just asked me tonight if I wanted to have dinner with him, and I would love to do that, but like my weekend is looking really busy and I just need some time with my wife and I. So tomorrow I've got venison dinner at the church with my grandfather and my father. Then after that, I'm going with my wife to my grandmother for her birthday. They're actually celebrating my Uncle John and my grandmother's birthday at the same time. And then on Sunday, I'm hanging out with Rye Window. We're going to watch some Boba Fett. So it's going to be a busy weekend for sure. Hey, Rose, welcome in. How are you doing? How are things going with you being home now? I just got back from vacation a few days ago, so I haven't gotten to jump into your streams again, but I'm sure I will soon. Always good seeing you, and no problem about the lurk. Appreciate you just stumping in.
Well, you're back. Care to buy something?
Is there anything worth buying here? No, it's a Route of Souls. Let's take a look at that summoning bell we just got. I wonder if it's just like a key item that we just now have. It might be. Spirit calling bell. Bell that summons various spirits from ashen items. So it does look like it is indeed a key item. We don't have to equip it. I'm assuming at this point we now have the ability to summon these spirits. Okay, so this actually will fight for us for a short period of time. Interesting. I actually like this. I've seen them in the trailers. So this guy reflects my magic. That's intense. So I cannot summon another one. I should have equipped the other one so we could see what the wolves look like. Oh, that little dick. I want to see what the wolves are like. I don't know if I have enough FP to use it though. All right. Timer went off. We need to jump into another stretch break, guys. We're going to go back to the health coaching real quick. We'll talk about that a little bit, and then we'll jump back into the game, all right? So I'm going to switch the PC screen so we can bring this back up. So anybody who wasn't in the channel earlier, so part of what I do is a little bit of health coaching, a little bit of occupational therapy stuff to help similarly disabled gamers such as myself. I'm in a pain intervention program, and these are actually real tools, real things that you can do to help yourself if you have chronic illnesses. Specifically, I have fibromyalgia, psoriatic arthritis, and joint dysfunction. Those are some of the most significant diagnoses I have. But what we were talking about is analysis of physical demands. And it's a very, very simple concept, but a very powerful one if you use it, if you actually take the time and use it properly. So all we're doing, this list is some very common things that you probably do in your day-to-day life. And by no means is this list exhaustive. You should add things that you do on a daily basis to this list. But simply we're going to go, let's say, what about meals? Let's see. Okay. I'm going to go cooking on a stove because I like to cook. I'm our family's cook here. I enjoy it a lot. So for me, like, this is something I do on a daily basis. So first off, do you do this activity? Yes. So we're going to check that. And then we're going to look at cooking on the stovetop through the lens of each of these particular actions. So cooking on a stovetop, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 meaning it takes no effort whatsoever, and 10 being like the most effort, how intense is sitting as part as cooking? I don't sit much when I cook, though I do try to incorporate breaks into cooking. You know, you don't always have to be constantly standing, so I do try to sit. When I'm sitting on a kitchen chair, and it's not very comfortable, so it is hard on my back. I would say kitchen chair is one of my most uncomfortable chairs, so I'm gonna say sitting is like a 7 in intensity for me. Actually, I'll put that down to a 6 for the simple fact that I'm not sitting a lot during cooking. Standing, you do a lot of standing when you're cooking. And standing is one of my hardest activities because I'm not moving. So I'm constantly putting like constant pressure on the same areas on the joints in my back. So that's like an 8 for me. The only reason I'm not saying a 9 is for the simple fact that cooking is enjoyable for me. So it distracts my mind a little bit. Walking, you certainly are doing some movement, some walking. Not that bad though, so I'm gonna say that one's like a 5 for me. Stooping. I don't do a lot of stooping, but you do in fact bend over a little bit, like chopping and stuff. So I'm gonna put that at like a 4. Kneeling. Don't do a lot of kneeling either, but sometimes you gotta like get out a mixing bowl or get some kind of container. So there might be a little bit of kneeling. I'll put that at like a 4. Don't really do any squatting that I can think of. Certainly do a lot of reaching whenever you're cooking. You know, you're constantly flipping things, chopping things, moving things around. So reach is a big one, but I don't feel that reach is that physically demanding for me. So I'm going to put that at like I'll put that at like a 3. Lifting. No matter how light an object is, you are lifting constantly whenever you're cooking. I mean, you know, you're moving the pan, you're moving a knife, you're picking up ingredients. So there is certainly lifting. It's not that intense for me. So again, I'm going to put that low. I'm going to say that's like a 2. Carrying. That would be like, maybe I need sugar or I need flour, and I go over and I grab the jar, I'm carrying something. I don't do a great deal of carrying, but there is a little bit. I'm going to put that low as well. I'm going to say carrying is like a 2. Pushing. Let's think about that. What kind of pushing are we doing? Well, we are pushing, like if you're cooking, like where you're actually like moving the pan, like there is some pushing and pulling mechanics. If you're kneading your dough, you'd be pushing, but I don't particularly think that I do a lot of it. So I'm going to say that's like a 2 for me as well. Pulling. Not too much pulling. I mean, your knife motions is pushing and pulling. Again, the pan. So I'm going to say that's like a 2 as well. Twisting. Now think about this carefully. So there is definitely twisting involved whenever you're cooking. Twisting simply means that you are twisting at the hip. You're twisting, you know, anywhere at all in your body. You know, even just like your arms, your shoulders. When you are not keeping your posture perfectly straight up and down, your spine aligned, you're turning. That's a twist. That's a twist. And we do it all the time. And you cannot eliminate twists typically. But you can minimize them. So when you're cooking, you are definitely twisting a lot because you're moving from one station to the other like nonstop. So twisting, I would say, is probably like a 7 for me with cooking. It's one of the higher ones. So now we finished filling that out, and we would do like, we would look at this and we'd be like, okay, so we talked about, you know, all these ones. First off, we'd look at these numbers across the board and we would say, like this activity seems to be averaging somewhere around like 4 to 5. And like, okay, so this is a moderately difficult activity for me. And then you would look at it and you'd be like, what are the hardest parts of this activity for me? Well, the twisting was definitely one we said. The standing was definitely one we said. So, all right. So when I cook, standing and twisting are the hardest parts of that activity for me. So now that we know that, how can we improve it? Well, if standing is very difficult on you, then incorporate breaks. So you can look down here and see what message my occupational therapist actually wrote for me. She said, before you start, it will help you better manage your pain by determining what strategies would be useful, such as scheduled breaks, relaxation techniques, postural awareness, and when you can incorporate them. So if standing is really hard for me when I'm cooking, then as much as possible, like when I'm not needing to constantly monitor something, I'm not constantly prepping something, I should be sitting down. I should be resting. So that's one thing I can do. The twisting. Okay. Again, our goal is not to eliminate, it's just to improve. So you're moving from station to station a lot. Maybe something you could do to improve twisting is to set your stations up more ergonomically. Can you put your stations in a way that like you're just moving down a line? So all you're doing is sidestepping rather than turning, doing like a lot of these kind of movements. And if that's not possible, like if you truly are at like your most ergonomic possible, then maybe it's just as simple as the relaxation techniques or the postural awareness. So relaxation simply means like deep breathing techniques. You are tensing up whether you know it or not when you're twisting. So like taking a deep breath and just relaxing the muscles as you're doing things. Just, you know, just like concentrate on the breathing while you're doing that will keep your muscles less tense, meaning it's less physically exerting on yourself. The postural awareness is really important. So yes, twisting is bad for posture, but how could we do better? Well, instead of twisting, sometimes decide to pivot. Pivot your actual whole body. That will reduce the twisting. So very simple things that you could do to improve this. And again, don't feel limited by this list. Like, you know, like I live in a cold area, so shoveling out your car, like that might be a daily activity, and that may be a really hard activity for you. I know it is for me. So again, this is just how you can break down your day-to-day activities and make it easier on yourself. And we're going to jump back into the game, guys. Acid, catching up on what you're saying. To answer your question, I did some story and got rated near my end, which if I ever get rated near my end, I do an extra half hour. So I did the first Gilgamesh fight in the trap false hunt versus the bounty hunters. Nice. That's good of you, man, to stay in a little longer when you get rated. That's a tough thing to do, but I understand why you need to do it. Sorry, I was giving the dog some love, especially the newest one. She does not trust me and barks at me almost all the time. Oh man, you got a new dog then. Is it where'd you get the dog? It sounds like maybe from a shelter or something. Okay, let's jump back into the game, guys. So we can now summon spirits. We were going to try summoning the wolf spirit. See how that looked. He was a foster we decided to keep. Aw, that's nice. It's a challenge though. I mean, like you said, I mean, typically those animals don't come from good homes. You know, it was a bad environment, so yeah, it's tough. Okay, so we got a whole pack of wolves. This is pretty cool. So it looks like that shield of his, that magic shield, doesn't matter what angle we hit him from, it will reflect. So when he has that out, wow, that was a lot faster of an attack animation than I expected. It looks like no matter what we do, we just kind of have to like wait. We just have to wait. I feel like we could beat this guy. I feel like we definitely could. It's just I don't really feel like wasting a whole bunch of time doing this over and over again. I think I'll try one more time and we'll just see how it goes. Can we summon more than one spirit at a time? No, we cannot. I'm pretty sure it told us we couldn't too. Ah! Wolf spirits, take aggro. There we go. Out of magic. I think we're gonna, to do this boss realistically, we're gonna have to switch our owie. We're gonna have to switch our flasks out to all magic, I feel like, for the simple fact that I'm gonna have to spam spells like crazy on this guy. I do feel like we need to get a little bit better armor. I do feel like we need to get our health a little bit. That way we can at least tank with a single hit. We'll come back. We can easily fast travel. I'm just glad we got the summoning bell. Good thing I looked that up because I don't know that I would have known to come back here. That is one of the difficult things about Dark Souls. There's all these like little storylines and stuff that you can miss very easily. It does add into the replayability of the game though, so it's not all negative. I think my phone finally died. Give me a second, folks. It's a good chance for me to take a quick restroom break again, and I'm gonna grab my phone charger, and I will be right back with you guys.
If you have Medicaid, you may qualify for Highmark Whole Care. It's healthcare plus more. Because your healthcare shouldn't just keep you healthy. It should help take care of the whole you. Whole Care gives you extra options, like access to job assistance, healthy meals, housing resources, and more. It's the healthcare plan that helps you more so you can worry less. Gateway Health Plans are now Highmark Whole Care. Learn more at highmarkwholecare.com/Medicaid.
All right, I'm back. Let me switch this music off, guys. All right, let's see here. You know, I just remembered we have gestures. Rallying cry. Dejection, sitting sideways. Love it. It's always a little thing in the Dark Souls games. The gestures you can do. But it gives it a little bit of life. Alright, so guys, we are back going to Stormvale Castle, which is the first major like dungeon boss area. I just noticed, where's my webcam? There it is. Okay, all right. So I think we are going to, I don't know, we'll see how far we get, but I think we're going to go for like about another 15, maximum 30 minutes. We'll stop before the next stretch break. I think it'll be a good stopping point for us. If Jack is still streaming, I would like to raid him. He was in here earlier. He's a good friend of mine who's helped me out a lot. Ooh, heavy crossbow. Now, I'm not really an archer type build, so not the most interesting for me. That's odd. That's a pretty enticing blue light there. So, Acid, do you foster a lot of pets? I don't know if you're still lurking or not. I wonder if I accidentally set that waypoint or what that is. Oh, I know what that is. Those are my souls. I didn't have that many. I'm not really that worried. Now, we have not summoned anyone yet. I'm kind of wanting to do that maybe here at the castle. Ooh, we can get our flasks back if we're quick. Equip a bow to fire arrows. You can equip up to 2 arrows to choose from when wielding a bow with 2 hands. Press LB for precise aiming. Use R to adjust your aim. Now, I'm not an archer, so we're not really going to do that. Wild strikes. Definitely need to keep killing those things when I find them, because that was actually an armament we got from that. Take out these archers. Ooh, that guy scared me. Thankfully, we are still in iframes whenever we are doing that in this game. There's a lot of enemies. I think I'm going to try to pull their aggro and circle back around. Enemies are a little easier to deal with for sure. Oh boy, there's a ballista. More variety though. Gotta deal with more variety. Be so cool if we could have used that. Damage it? Can we break it? Doesn't look like it. I'm just waiting for a giant boulder to come down. Okay, got a touch of gray spot. How many souls? How much grace do we have? 296. Nothing significant. Actually, rest though. We do have a new Ash of War. I swear we got one. Take a look at my inventory. Actually, let's look at crafting real quick. Oh, we can make so many of these. This is amazing. Ooh, let's see here. As it says, grew up with a lot of animals, a lot of the misfits and abandoned animals. One good bad thing about Mum working at a veterinary made me learn to not like people a little due to seeing the people who want to keep their family pet around who are in a suffering, not doing well state. In the complete opposite, the newer young couple who have this pup that they do not want to pay a bill because they were either not prepared for a pet and ended up hurting them or not caring for them correctly. Yeah, I could definitely see how that would be a challenging thing to learn. Know what you're talking about, though. I have 2 dogs, actually. I have 2 Springer Spaniels, and I had 1 family dog growing up, but like I do get really annoyed when I see people mistreating their animals for one reason or the other. It's just like they don't either understand, you know, the responsibility that they have towards them, or, you know, the really neglectful people who abuse their animals. And it's just like, you know, like, why do you even have an animal? Like, it just making yourself feel good that you get to abuse this animal. Like, it's awful. But that's awesome that you you know, kind of found a bit of a calling to that. I definitely can appreciate that. So here's a golden summoning sign. So this is actually a player. I like the big hat. I love it. In each area, you may find effigies of martyrs. These effigies are summoning pools. You'll find it easy to summon other players at these locations, as co-op and hostile summon signs created with small effigies gather at summoning pools. Okay, so actually, this is going to be an NPC. This is here specifically so we can learn the summoning system. Sorcerer Rogier. What kind of dogs do you have right now, Acid? Okay, so this is a spell sorcerer. It's kind of like us, actually. Like, looks more like a an astrologer. Got a better sword than us, though. Like, I'm seeing all of these weapons. I'm ready for it.
Foul Tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Oh boy.
Someone must extinguish thy flame. Let it be Margit the Fell.
Okay, first major boss. Our summoning is actually taking a lot of the aggro at the moment. On us, though. I am loving casting magic. This feels amazing. This guy definitely got a lot of HP, though, and our summoning is not going to last much longer.
Passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins.
We're gonna have to switch to melee very soon. I think I'm gonna summon the wolves. Okay, we're out of magic. And our summoning is dead. We've got our spirits. It's gonna be a tough fight. It's gonna be a tough fight. We are not melee equipped. Or
Put these foolish ambitions
okay.
to rest.
Both my mums, truthfully, but one is a Chihuahua and the other one is you're not 100% sure. I love dogs. I mean, like, I love most animals, honestly, but dogs are near and dear to my heart. Okay, so that was pretty challenging. Getting it down to half health wasn't hard, but being not a melee-focused character, we ran out of spells. So I think what we're going to try to do is this. I need to change my flask amounts so I get more magical flasks.
Forgive me. I've been testing you to see whether or not grace truly does guide you, and whether you are fit to face the challenge that entails. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hold, gathering place of Tarnished champions, guided by grace.
Let's go.
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
The Round Table Hold is a place where Tarnished gather, guided by grace. Combat is prohibited on the premises due to a pact of non-aggression. This rule is in effect when the Round Table icon is displayed. The Round Table Hold is located outside of this world. It can only be reached through sites of grace, or by fast traveling. It says combat is strictly... Okay, you can't even swing your sword. I was like, the fact they let me have my sword out was a little scary. Huh. Okay.
Ah, hello. You must be new here. Well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels?
I believe I did.
But fickle as the wind. Take your eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me.
I'm pretty sure I found her.
Be sure to tell me if you meet a young woman named Lanya. She's a servant to my house. She's been my companion. I've lost count of the number of times I've had to find her like this. Honestly, she's such a little tomboy.
Maybe not. Maybe that girl we found isn't her. Doesn't really sound like a tomboy to me.
Be sure to tell me if you meet her. I've lost count of them, honestly.
This whole area is very intriguing to me. Ooh, looks like a blacksmith. Holding that hammer a bit strangely, though. I won't judge. He knows his craft.
You're a new face. No matter. It's all the same. Lay out your arms. Let's get smithing.
Ashes of... Oh, we can duplicate Ashes of War. Okay, but it requires an item we don't have yet. We should definitely farm up some grace because we do need to upgrade our gear.
I see you've noticed the chains. Nothing special. I'm a prisoner and these are my chains. I'm trapped by the hold. I'm dying, smithing for you fools. That's all there is to it. No, don't read too much into it. I've no grudge against you. My being a prisoner is no fault of yours. Besides, I don't mind smithing. Despite my differences, the weapons get stronger all the same. Given time, technique never fails. Besides, it helps me forget the sheer terror of her.
Huh? Okay, so we have our first blacksmith. That's a major thing. So this is kind of like the hub that Demon Souls had. Who are you?
Greetings, great champion called by grace. I am Fia.
Fia.
Circumstances have compelled my stay at the Round Table Hold. Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But briefly, perhaps you might share with me some of your lively vigor.
and your stout-heartedness. Doing so will grant me the warmth of a champion, and you, I am sure, will bear a Baldicon's blessing. Do you think it vulgar, perhaps? Where I come from, it is a sacred act.
Yeah, sure. It's letter holder.
Ah, my thanks, great champion. You are very warm.
We have a blessing now.
What you felt light up inside you was a Baldicon's blessing. Though it is but a fleeting thing, I am afraid. Come back to me, should you require another. I will take you in my arms as often as you need.
So let's find out what this blessing did. So it's, I'm assuming, a short-term buff. I don't see anything that quickly shows that. Want to take a peek? My phone should be charged enough I can use it again. That is... Hold on, guys. Give me just a second. I got an important text from my family. I need to let them know. Just a second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So I had to get back to my grandfather. He was asking about dinner plans tonight. So this Baldicon's blessing is strange. So it's actually an item. There it is. So until we use this item, we actually are debuffed. We have 5% less health. But as soon as we use it, it costs some FP, but it increases our poise for about 10 seconds, according to the internet. So what that means is it's harder for enemies to stagger us. I'm just going to use it because I don't want the debuff. It can be useful, though. I mean, increasing your poise can be useful for certain situations. Oh, you can apply cosmetics. Oh, you can even change the way you look. That's cool. Like, that's new. It's okay, buddy. No problem. We're going to be finishing up here pretty soon anyways, my friend. So that is a-okay. I'm probably going to just finish up scouting out this area. It'd probably be a good place for us to wrap up and end our health coaching a little bit. Looks like an area where we're going to have another NPC at some point. Fog door? Is indeed, but we can't get through it yet. I'm glad you can't attack in here. Not to say that it's happened to me often, but you can accidentally attack NPCs, and generally speaking, they're permanently hostile. Guy looks like a Spartan.
Oh, this is a rare occasion. I can't remember the last time a new Tarnished made their way to the round table. Very well. As your senior, I bid you welcome. It is safe here. You may let down your guard. Allow me a word of advice. As your senior, you are a mere visitor to the round table. Nothing more. A house guest. Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer.
Thanks, Grandpa.
There's nothing left to say. Be at your leisure. There's nothing left to...
Oh, we'll be proving our keep. Where's block shut? Ooh. Priest, okay.
Oh, I see you've just arrived. Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corin, a man of the cloth. I teach incantations, the strength granted us by the two fingers, and explore the secrets of the Golden Order, so that one day, if a Tarnished of the Round Table Hold should become Elden Lord, I might counsel them, ensuring order regains its proper form, righting rule over men. By the way, do you still see it? The guidance of grace.
I see it.
You do? Wonderful news. Most Tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed. Well, what do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the two fingers?
I'm interested, but we're not a faith-based mage, so it's probably not going to be too useful to us. Yeah, there's some cool spells here, though.
May the Golden Order shine through you. Further study of I can happen. May the
Now need to find our mage teacher, sorcerer teacher. Guy looks like a thief. What do you want? Nothing to say, huh? That's creepy. Grants the blessings of an equipped great rune upon use. When invaded, requests the aids of a hunter. Answers requests for summoning from hunters. Increases memory slots. Used to break one imp statue steel. Whole bunch of weapons. A mace is usually a pretty good weapon for my kind of a character. That's 12 strength though. The longsword is 10. Up here, scimitar's okay. Short spear. I'm not really going. I don't think I'm gonna go that route. The 12 strength is what we would need to do the mace. What's this? What are these? Take on an appearance of a cooperator. Take on appearance of a host of fingers. That's cool. So in PvP, you can change your appearance. So this is kind of a vendor for, in past Dark Souls games, they're called covenants. So like when you help people through cooperative play, typically when you succeed, you get some kind of currency, and you can turn it in at your covenant for goods. So it looks like that's what you're doing here. Offer a bell bearing. Still haven't found a sorcerer vendor. A sorcerer vendor. That would be really nice. I think we have explored this whole area. One of the things we did not do yet was sit at the table. Doesn't really look like anything besides just a resting point though. I'm gonna take one quick pass through one more time. We're gonna just make sure we hit all the NPCs here. Definitely a lot of stuff here. One nice thing though is that I like how they added a central hub. That just simply makes it a little easier for you, like have a place to come to talk to NPCs. In other Dark Souls games, like it can be really tricky finding all the NPCs, and it can be even trickier to know like where to go exactly to continue a quest line, like where the NPC is going to show up next. Demon Souls was very similar to this with having a hub. Yeah, I feel like we've basically hit this whole area. There's definitely that fog wall down there. Oh, this opened up.
What do you need? I have little time to spare.
Oh, it's the old man.
Oh, are you aggrieved at the notion you are but a visitant here? Then you would do well to remember the first words of grace given to you. Stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord. If those words held any meaning to you, follow the guidance of grace. Lay low the shard bearers and claim for yourself a great rune. Do so, and the doors to the Round Table's inner chamber will open, and you will receive the wisdom of the Two Fingers.
Okay, so to get that fog door to open below, we need to get a great rune. So we need to kill our first major lord, is what it sounds like.
Once the wisdom of the Two Fingers becomes your own, I'll impart to you a proper welcome. As a true member of the Round Table, I have high hopes for you. I'm sick and tired of them. These namby-pamby Tarnished think us no more than a shelter from the rain. We've spoken long enough.
All right, Grandpa's starting to warm up to us a little bit. Honestly, this is working out. We are about to call it. I'm actually starting to feel a migraine coming on, which is actually something that we can talk about. Too much screen time. All right. We're gonna go back to our spot of grace, and we'll kind of start concluding things here. Okay, all right. I'm gonna grab my phone real quick because I want to check something. Perfect. Okay, Jack is still alive. I wanted to make sure he was. All right, so guys, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kind of just wrap things up a little bit, and I do want to raid Jack. So, as a brief overview, like what we did today, what we talked about today. So we were playing Elden Ring, obviously, which I'm so damn excited for. I thought this game was amazing today. Very polished, looks great, plays great. It doesn't hold your hand, but it added some quality of life things for newcomers. Like it's actually giving you a little more guidance than most Dark Souls games have. So I'm happy about that for kind of building the audience. I don't really think it was excessive hand-holding by any means. I'm really excited too that co-op is so much easier. When we go back and fight that boss, I'm gonna try summoning some actual players. That'll probably make that a lot easier for us. And then we did some health coaching today, and the big thing we talked about again was this analysis of physical demands, which was simply taking and looking at things you do on a day-to-day basis, very basic things like making a bed, taking a bath, cooking, and looking at it from like all these different activity things you would do, like sitting, standing, walking, stooping, kneeling, squatting, reaching, lifting, carrying, pushing, pulling, twisting. So in that activity, what level of intensity is it for you to do that? And then simply by doing that, you figure out how intense that particular activity is, where you could improve upon it, and how you could make it easier for yourself. So, you know, really powerful concept, but a very simple concept. And I need to personally incorporate this more into my life. I need to use this a lot. And by doing this, like, you know, you're just gonna make your day-to-day activities so much more manageable for yourself. Besides that, I mean, I feel like I had a great time today. Like, I really enjoyed playing Elden Ring. I'm actually really excited. I think I'm gonna stream this some more for you guys. I'm gonna be playing some offline too, but the replayability in this game is so huge, and it's such a long game. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, guys, before we raid into Jack's party, I do want to just offer you guys a daily positive message I found. So what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. by Henry Stanley Haskins. So, powerful message, guys, that so we focus too much on our past, focus too much on what's coming in the future, but what's most important is what lies within us. You know, that's a powerful message. So, guys, with that, I love you all. What we're going to do, we're going to raid into Jack real quick. If you wouldn't mind, please stick around, you know, even for just a few moments. Spam those emotes, show him some love. Good friend of mine helped me out a lot. So give me a moment here and I will type in the command and we will raid Jack. Okay, hopefully I hit that right. I typed it, but it didn't hit enter. Hold on a second. What did I just do? Hold on, I'll do it on my phone then. There we go. Here we go.
Hello, welcome in, Raiders. How are we doing? How was the rest of your stream? How far did you get with the game? Frickin' Elden Ring, my guy. Welcome in, everybody. I'm an otter. Not always, but some days. Welcome in. Nice to see you. God, that was so hard without being able to tag. Yeah. Thank you so much for the shout out, Maz. Oh, Charlotte did it. Do it. Look at that double shout out. How is everybody? How are we doing? Oh my god. The game looked fun from what I saw you playing when I was eating my food. Haven't been able to get it on release, but you know, one day. It was fantastic. We got to the beginning of, oh my god, the first major boss. Did you fight the boss or did you just get there and left off? Does it look crazy hard? Oh, scary. Elden Ring looks so fun though. It really does look really fun. Obviously, it's been all over the internet. We fought, got half health on him, but died. Damn though, getting him down halfway on your first go. That sounds like an impressive feat. So well done. Well done, and do not worry if you need to raid and bounce. Go and do your stream self-care. All good, do that. I think you meant to lose. There was a cinematic afterwards. Oh, well, there you go. You did everything right. Also, people who came in on the raid, it's completely fine. You need to leave. You've just sat through a stream. I understand. Okay, so we're playing some Minecraft. I'm on an SMP right now. Game, here we go. Oh my gosh, let me go to sleep. I'm in an SMP and I'm just building up a bit of a base, a bit of a place to live. This is the SMP. With people building all over it, super nice, pretty. Look at that. Rainbow Road over there. Just trying to build something up. Myself to live in. Gonna lurk, absolutely no problem. Go and do what you need to do. Eat, drink, stretch. Love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for the raid. Done fucked it up. This that one guy is a nice guy. If you're not already following, you definitely should be. Sweetest guy. Sweetest guy, plays a lot of different